All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Complexity Casting presents Scrimcast. I'm your casting host, Beef, and joining me today is Emperor, aka Bryce of Domain of Pain. I think he had to step away just real quick when right when we got this started. So he'll be back in just one moment. But guys, we have another awesome match coming up for you today in Scrimcast. We have Trademark eSports taking on N9 Gaming. That is the former DrDz team. Actually, not with their sponsor anymore. And so N9 is the team name they come up with while they perhaps look for a new sponsor. And, well, right now Sender is playing for him, not tagged up as N9. But we'll see if he's a permanent fixture there, possibly replacing, I believe, not Karma Diaz. I can't remember who the other member of DrDz was off the top of my head. So there was Fabunko, but he got replaced by somebody else. So I don't know. We'll see if Sender is actually going to be playing for them on a more permanent scale, but we'll see. So guys, I hope that you're excited for more coLcast presents Scrimcast today. I know that I am, and Trademark versus N9 by all rights should be a good one. We saw a 3-game Scrim series of Complexity versus DrDz last week, and that proved to be very entertaining. So we'll see how Trademark does this time. Let's go ahead and take a look at this game. We do have the blind bans going up way up here. We got Fade and Parasite being banned out by Minuts, Wild Soul and Ophelia being banned out by Hellborn, making sure that Zai does not get that Wild Soul. I'd say that's a pretty wise decision. Going into the lock pool, interesting lock pool. You got 5 strength heroes here. We do have first lock by Minuts. Keeper of the Forest gets through the blind bans and makes it into the lock pool. Along with Pebbles, Magnus, you got some initiation, more initiation from your strength heroes there with Moraxis and Rally. And then they rounded out with Geomancer. So the sole hero in that pool. It also just seems kind of out of position because we don't see that hero too often. But anyway, we're going to be moving on from that. We'll see which initiators do in fact get picked up from that. I can't really see all 3 of those strength initiators being, or 3 of those strength initiators being picked up. Wow, I'm having trouble speaking today, guys, as I would expect the Keeper of the Forest to be coming out along with probably Magnus, Pebbles, Moraxis, maybe, I don't know. Rally and Geomancer, possibility. Banning phase, we did have first bans up by Minuts, Plague Rider, Tundra, and Tremble. On the other side, though, Pew choosing to get rid of Tempest, War Beast, and Bubbles. So getting rid of a couple of pushers right there and a couple suicides. And we're going to get into the picking phase. First pick was, in fact, Wretched Hag here by Minuts, choosing to go with the versatile carry-type hero that can get the solo side lanes done. But Pew, I saw him snap pick Aluna and Moon Queen, grabbed those heroes so quick, and, well, a very, very strong carry there in Moon Queen. You pick up the Aluna and even the Myrmidon there to complement them, and you've got the makings of a strong tri-lane. So that is certainly a possibility. Back over to tdM, though. They go with Engineer Hammerstorm for there. Okay, Emp is here. So, Emp, by all means, I didn't realize you were back.
Yeah, no, I just didn't want to cut you off there. So
I
yeah,
didn't
I'm
know you were
back.
back, man. I was waiting for you
Just,
to
just for
make
about a
noise.
minute. Just for about a minute.
Okay,
So.
sorry. So, I mean, Engineer Hammerstorm, and then they finish out the team over here with Keeper of the Forest first from the lock, and then Rally. I mean, what do you think about the tdM lineup?
Well, my nuts is on Keeper of the Forest. That means they are going to be running Jungle Keeper. When you're running a Jungle Keeper, he is a more passive hero, which means looking at Hellborn's lineup, they actually have a good lineup to fight something like that with an aggressive tri-lane if they so choose. That's what I would do if I were them. Try to control the jungle a bit and the bottom and mid lanes with that kind of lineup. So if they do that, I think the draft is okay. The major thing that stood out to me out of this whole lock pool is that Keeper was, I mean, he's obviously one of the strongest heroes out there, and he was also one of the only junglers that was still left remaining, which made him a very powerful first pick out of that lock pool. But I think DrDz did the right thing by picking a more aggressive strategy. Hopefully they do man up and go a tri-lane bot.
Yeah, that's certainly something that they've shown a propensity to do in the past. I cast a game yesterday, DrDz versus Isopalette, and they were actually doing the man up tri-lane in the bottom lane, and it was a pretty good game for a while, but iPel just was never able to take off with the Moon Queen. They ran a Magnus Pebbles combination with an Aluna Myrmidon, I think the only
IPL had the
difference.
aggressive tri lane.
No, no, no. DrDz had the aggressive trailing. They had this exact same lineup on Hellborn yesterday, with the exception of the Moon Queen. I believe Moon Queen was replaced with Wretched Hag. Yes, it was. Fabelli was playing Wretched Hag and got like 500 GPM.
Yeah. Well, I guess Magnus is going to wind up being the point farmer in that tri lane, unless they wind up doing a solo mag and do a
Well,
tri lane doubles. But
here's what they did. They actually ran a Luna Pebbles mid, bought the farm for Pebbles against whoever he was farming there, and then started roaming the Aluna at like level 2.
okay,
And
well that's fine. That
yeah.
makes a lot of sense as long as they adapt that. Okay, and then Merm and Aluna wind up being the roamers. I take it.
Yeah, well, Magnus sits in the bottom lane.
You might remember a game, it was somewhat recent, but SG actually picked up a random Myrmidon draft, it seemed. I forget who they were playing against. It was either Complexity or Trademark. It was a big team, I thought. But they winded up picking up a Myrmidon. Everyone's like, oh, Myrmidon, I don't know about that. And Z Freak winded up being a part of like every single kill in the game. They winded up just like having a really aggressive tri-lane slash roam strat, and they winded up taking control of it really quickly. So.
Yeah, I mean, Myrmidon certainly does have the possibility to become an extremely strong ganker. Seeing Pew play him yesterday, I mean, there were so many big weed fields, and that's just such a long line stun. It's a great amount of damage, and it's a great duration of the stun. Do you recall, is it 1.8 seconds at level 4?
No, it's 2 seconds.
2 seconds?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's straight up 2 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew
And
it
if you
was
can make
pretty
that
long.
magic carpet, it's another 2.5.
It is indeed a lot of lockdown potential there from Myrmidon. Of course, the disadvantage of that here, the 450 ranged attack and the kind of shabby attack animation as well. So
Well,
makes it hard to deal attack damage, but sets up the ganks perfectly.
and on her own, it's kind of hard to actually land those spells
Yes.
against a pretty mobile opponent. But you do have another alliance on the team in Magnus, so if they can coordinate their spells properly, I mean, that's a lot of AoE lockdown.
Yeah, that is indeed. And like I said, they ran a very, very similar lineup using Wretched Hag instead of Moon Queen yesterday. Fabelli's going to be soloing top, and then most likely going to be Pebbles Aluna mid with Myrmidon Magnus bottom. And
No.
they just took off with that game. As soon as they were able to get a portal key on Pebbles at like 12 minutes in or whatnot, he just started ganking. And I mean, ISO Paulette and Trademark eSports, they're very, very different skilled teams. IPL, a top 8 team in gold, but I mean, Trademark, you could definitely call them the top team in Heroes of Newark for the past 3 months. And so DrDz is going to have their work cut out for them. They want to make this aggressive strategy work here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Zai is going to wind up. Well, I actually don't know because Zai is usually their suicide player, but I mean, typically, I would say you would see this rally going middle if they're trying to run sort of an aggressive gank strat. It's like really almost impossible to gank a rally in mid, and that'd be pretty good. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to be doing here though right now. Lineups isn't going to suicide. I don't think. No, he has Mantle of Intelligence. He's definitely going to jungle. So as long as they deal with the roaming effectively, I think. I actually like Trademark's lineup a lot. There is the better late game coming out. Oh, I mean, they have a Moon Queen, but I mean, a Hammer Storm plus a Hag, both farmed up, is no joke. So
Oh, yeah.
I can't really.
Yeah, that
Kind of hard to say.
I
What do
don't
you think the
know.
lanes are going to be here?
I think that Zai is going to suicide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I saw
He's
Zai.
being pulled regen too, actually, isn't he? By
I-
Minots.
They pulled him a health potion yesterday, and he went up against a Soul Reaper as Suicide Magnus, and actually crushed Slicks in a scrim against SG with Suicide Magnus against Solo Lane Soul Reaper.
What?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He just landed every last hit, and Slicks got a little bit too close with Lava Cert or
And
with
then
the
he got a couple
volcanic
of the
touches.
volcanic touches in, and then
Yeah, I don't
Once
think he ever got a kill, but he
just
got very,
controlled-
very good
yeah,
farm
yeah.
up there. Got an early life tube.
Yeah.
Eventually used that to. I think he made a sustainer, but I don't think the game went long enough for him to actually finish the sustainer into anything. It was like a 24-minute concede or something.
Either way, Raleig's very versatile, very powerful hero. Great solo mid. He is capable of suiciding. We've had Jeppins run that a couple times before, and I've even seen some people use him as like a tri-lane, like stunner slash or like kind of like a hammer storm is sometimes used. So he's a pretty versatile hero, and having that like early free tablet never a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean that compel allows you to get in and out of situations as Minets is doing a little bit of stop casting. You got to be impressed that he has the confidence to be able to stop cast that the entire time. I know I would have screwed that up by now, but already we see the Hellborn team down here. They're doing a little bit of roaming into their enemy jungle. And once again, this is something that when I was casting with Riser yesterday, Pew dropped the same ward down here to block the camp. I don't like this ward.
Which
the one blocking the pole camp, I feel like it should be on the other side. Now, yesterday it was a bigger deal because there was a parasite. As the wheat field goes out, it will catch Engineer. The turret, though, should put a stop to any ganks. But, I mean, against a parasite, they had a parasite in the game that was going to be going into safe jungle, and Pew placed this ward instead of the ward on the backside of those trees. And they ended up getting ganked a couple times by that parasite.
Yeah, I mean, they can see above, though, because they have the ward in the
okay. Well, they didn't
the large camp right there, so they do have some vision coming from above. So they technically do have that line going across the woods there. Although they don't have any river vision, so, you know.
Yeah, yesterday they didn't have that second ward to cover that.
And I guess Keeper
camp.
is not exactly, known for his gank potential. Although, if he gets in there, gets like 3 or 4 auto attacks in, maybe some tree blocking, things can happen, but...
Minot's pretty good at tree blocking, I've heard. Pretty dang good. So we do have, it's going to be Hammerstorm Engineer up against Pebbles Aluna here in the middle lane. Of course, Aluna should be able to put up quite a bit of harassment, but the lockdown potential from this Hammerstorm Engineer is pretty high. The 2-second stun on Hammer Throw combined with the Keg and Turret, there's potential for a lot of pressure there.
Yeah, I actually... curious to see how it does against a Pebbles Aluna. It's interesting because if you were to see a Fade Engie, normally you see that as sort of like a god mid lane, and usually a hero like Aluna Pebbles or Pebbles Glacius winds up sort of crushing that lane. Hammerstorm's a little bit more meaty than a Fade though, so I'm curious how the Hammerstorm Engie will actually fare against the Pebbles Aluna.
Yeah, Hammerstorm definitely a lot more meaty, especially once he starts to get to level 4s. He does toss a Hammerstorm out. There's the Keg, and the turret going to slow a little bit. Well, actually, Hammerstorm's going to be in some trouble here. Doesn't have enough mana for the Chuck. Doesn't even matter. That's the Bloodlust. Sender picks up the kill, and getting really aggressive there. Probably a big overextension from the tdM team.
Yeah, I mean, from the second that turret came out, you're like, okay, that is not enough damage. They got to back up. It's already in the tower range, and he sort of kept going for a couple more auto attacks. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, not quite meaty enough at this point. I mean, Hammerstorm, he's got 625 life with no stat items at level 2. And once he starts to get those levels and put some points into his stats, then he starts to get real tanky. But tower diving at level 2, probably not the best of ideas.
Yeah, how is Rally doing up top? Wow. Very, very well against this Moon Queen so far, but Moon Queen is harassing him down. He is beginning to run out of regen, whereas Moon Queen's still pretty high, so I suspect the CS should even out soon, although they're actually going to gain him.
Yeah, there's the Compel, and the turret's going to be coming in a perfect Keg and turret right there. Insania with the great setup, and down goes Fabelli, so tdM evening up the score.
Yeah, and that's exactly what tdM needed to do. From here on out, Moon Queen is not going to be able to recover effectively. I mean, you're going to be seeing a level 6 rally while Moon Queen's level...
Sorry, in the bottom lane, a Hag just took a Weed Field, a Lava Surge, and then the Magic Carp and finished her off.
What was the opening spell in that combo?
Lava Surge.
Nice, okay, of course.
Yeah, Lava Surge into Weed Field into Magic Carp. But as you're saying, Moon Queen's going to have a hard time up there falling behind this rally, and as Zai picks up that life tube already with the shield.
One moment, there's a knock on the door. I'm sorry, I'll be back.
Sure, no problem. So we take a look at what's going on here in the middle lane. We do have Engineer and Hammerstorm going 2-on-1 against Pebbles for now. Just kind of waiting to see if they're going to be able to get some kills. But Aluna doing a little bit of roaming, picking up the early boots, looking for those runes as she will be trying to get the top rune. It does indeed spawn there. So Sender going to be in luck. Oh, in the jungle down here, though, Myrmidon having to run away. I mean, Pew is really deep in here. Drops the Weed Field. Hammerstorm stun is there. There's the keg connecting as well. Turret's going to come in, only getting a couple of slows right there. And Myrmidon's still in some trouble, but going to be able to lead them on a pretty big goose chase. The health potion comes out. Interrupted, though. Wheatfield goes on to Engineer. Going to start to work on the Courier, perhaps. And Pew's still doing some juking. Jukes that one. Going to try to give the kill to the Hellborn, or to the Legion. Not quite able to, as Limp gets credit for that kill. But did a great job of actually leading the middle lane away. During that time, Pebbles and Aluna have had free farm in this lane. No denies going out or anything. So you can almost say that's even a win for the Hellborn team, for them to use that much time. Stalagmite's going to be coming in. No Chuck just yet. There it is. No power throw. There's the Emerald Lightning, but the Hammerstorm stun goes out, and the power throw misses. So unfortunate. Well played there by Limp on the Hammerstorm. Oh, top lane Seismic Slam, and down goes Moon Queen. The keg finishing her off as Insania jumps up to 1-0 and 2, doing a fantastic job of roaming thus far in this game. That's exactly what they need to do. They need to make sure that they're keeping Moon Queen down.
Back now, there are...
Oh, you muted again.
Here to take care of a window that came by. Sort of wasn't planning on that. If there's too much background noise in a little bit, I'm just going to have to mute myself and peace out. It was not expected, so.
Not a problem. Well, it should be fine for right now. As Wretched Hag's trying to get away here. No, Pew does get the kill. And good job to the DrDz, or N9 squad, excuse me. And did you happen to see that great chase with Myrmidon running through his side of the map?
That was pretty insane.
Oh, Stalagmite's going out there in the middle lane. Emerald Lightning not going to connect, though, and so Sender holds the power throw. I mean, would you agree with me that that's even perhaps a little bit of a win for N9, even though they gave up that kill? They just bought so much time with it.
I mean, if you look at the resource control, it still remained pretty similar. But yeah, in the end, it was to their advantage.
Okay. I like how you're muting yourself between every word, as Moon Queen's in a lot of trouble up here in the top lane. Well, Myrmidon's there. Wheatfield does not connect, though. Now Pew has to be careful, perhaps, but does get out of there. No mana on Rally, but, I mean, look at Zai doing so well. As there's action in the middle lane. Double damage. Pebbles taking a lot of pressure. Will be able to escape, but Zai at 416 gold per minute. I mean, what does this kid eat for breakfast that he's this good at the game? Yep. I guess. Okay.
Just stay muted and watch your beef. It's probably going to be too loud. Really unexpected. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, sure. Are you going to be able to catch up later in the game, or?
It's they're installing a window. Yeah,
okay.
It was kind of unexpected. It might take a while, so.
Okay, just let me know if you're going to be able to get back or not. So my apologies about that, guys. Like Emp said, they have some workers over installing a window, so sometimes things happen. As in the top lane, things are happening. The keg going out, not going to connect this time. There's the turret slowing down Moon Queen just a little bit, but unfortunately not able to get the kill. However, Minets does go down. The ward of revelation here from Minets is it looks like he was trying to do a little bit of counter warding. N9 able to clean that one up and take the hero kill lead now, 4-3. Wretched Hag in the bottom lane, still struggling a little bit. Noob G down here at 200 gold per minute. She's taking 2 deaths and a lot of pressure at the hands of this Myrmidon Magnus combination. And it's a lot of stun potential coming out. And Hag, even with that blink, if she starts to get locked down, she might not be able to survive. And that's what we've seen down here a couple times from Noob G. But the N9 gaming crew, they're just doing a great job of actually capitalizing on being able to kill that hero. Pebbles looks like he took a Hammerstorm stun there in the middle lane. But now Rally and Keeper of the Forest going to be hanging out up in the top lane, looking to get a push going as Rally goes and stops the next creep wave. Minets will be starting to work on it with his animated trees, the little cacti. I don't know what you guys think about this avatar. Is in the middle lane. There's a big keg. The turret's there as well. And big hits coming in from Hammerstorm. Hammerstorm still trying to go in perhaps again. No, not going to be. And well, tdM with a tower push and a creep or a hero kill there in the middle lane. All of a sudden up 5,000 gold, 3,500 experience. So interesting. Going to be looking pretty good here for tdM at 9 minutes into the game. Even though Noob G is not able to get the farm that he would like to have in the bottom lane, as he might get Lava Surged right here. Magnus perhaps looking for that, but not going to take it, as lots of TPs coming in. There's an Emerald Lightning. Zai might be in some trouble. Uses the Compel to try to get out of there. My Nuts goes down, though. Zai will look to escape, and he should be able to. Tower Deny does go down as well, as Fabelli gets the last hit on that one. So N9 getting a little bit for their time. Able to get the kill on the level 7 Keeper of the Forest. And then also going to be able to get the deny. So even though they lose some of the map control, they make sure that the opposing team is not able to take all of that gold. After all those TPs were forced, there's action here in the middle lane. Actually, his Engineer gets hit by the Chuck, the Weed Field, the Magic Carp. Hammerstorm's there as well, and Keeper of the Forest has his ultimate available. Is he going to drop the root right here when Pebbles chooses to cut? No, going to turn around onto Pew, and Pew in a terrible position right now. There's the root, and the Sonar Scream. Down he goes, a Compel onto Aluna as well, and she takes the fall. And Pebbles will have to back on out of there. tdM evens up the hero kill score, and now going to easily be able to take down this tower as well. Starting to run away with this game, perhaps. Push doesn't look like it's going to stop for now, as the tdM team knows that the anti-push potential of this N9 team is maybe not there. So they're going to just try to take some of these towers early, establish a large gold lead, get that Hammer Storm and that rally so farmed up, as Limp appears to possibly be saving for a portal key, as he is at about 1,100 gold now. Double damage Keeper of the Forest almost gets the last hit. No, Limp on the Hammer Storm will take that one home. So what does N9 have going for him? Currently 1,500 gold saved up on their level 8 Magnus. The levels just really aren't there. I mean, look at the experience chart. 11 minutes into this game, they're kind of struggling on levels. They got a couple level 8s, but you want to have that Magnus or that Pebbles just a little bit higher, hitting that level 11 mark by say 15, 17 minutes into the game, so that they're going to be able to really start doing some pressure and ganking the opposing team to buy time for that Moon Queen to get farmed. But hey, Moon Queen, 211 gold per minute. Fabelli, not a player to really fall behind in farm like this early. And unfortunately just wasn't able to contend with the Suicide Rally. Perhaps a little bit too out of left field. Didn't know exactly how to deal with that. And as a result, fallen pretty far behind, and now going to have to do a big recovery if he's able to recover at all. And only time will tell, as an Invis Hammerstorm is coming up here. There's a Word of Revelation down from Sender, though, so Hammerstorm could be in some trouble if he walks by that, and in fact he will walk by that for just a second. Going to be approaching onto Moon Queen, though I'm not sure if the N9 team saw it. There's the Hammerstorm stun. In comes the Sonar Scream Bat Blast, and auto attacks to finish him off. Limp gets the kill on that one. As in the bottom lane, tdM's looking to push down the last first tier tower here. The turret going out just wants to slow some people down. And in fact, they will be able to take this easily. Just throwing out that turret. Easy as 1, 2, 3 makes N9 back up. And I just saw a Sword of the High on Zai. I guess he's going for a Mock of Brilliances. Here comes Magnus. He's looking for Engineer, perhaps. Energy Field goes down, though. Silence onto Magnus. He's going to have to back up for now. Lava Surge goes in. Lynch misses the Lava Surge, though. Root comes in as well. And Seismic Slam not going to connect on anybody. Down goes two of the players. Magnus and Pebbles, both initiators, fall right there. Myrmidon could use the Weed Field, but there's the Compel. Luna takes the stun. The Weed Field comes out, but that was a waveform, actually, not a Weed Field the first time. And Hammerstorm going in deep. Does not have enough mana for another hammer stun, but auto attacks is all that Limp needs. Double tap for him, as he's taking a lot of pressure from the tower getting out of there. But 13 minutes in, tdM's going to be up about 15,000 gold here momentarily. 4v5ing the opposing team, as somehow I'm getting feedback from the team. I guess the spectators. I don't even know what's going on right there. But Okay. Voice chat. How do I disable voice chat? Sorry, guys. This is kind of annoying. There we go. That should take care of it as Magnus is trying to get the kill. Limp does go down there in the middle lane. Sorry about that, but somebody in the spectators was being rude as Aluna goes down to the seismic slam. Keg gonna come in. Zai not really gonna be able to get the kill onto Magnus just yet. As Mag's trying to escape while still holding money for his portal key. 1,800 gold right now. Wants the regen rune so bad, but it knows it might also be his demise. Going to be able to get the lava surge in, and will be spotted out by Engineer once more. Gonna be attacked by the creeps here, and Pebbles is there. Now he gets hit by the stalagmites. Nice Keg, though. Turret's gonna be slowing him down a little bit, and here comes the eruption, the lava surge, and Zai's perhaps in some trouble. Uses the compel, able to get out of there for now. Does he have enough to get away? And Pebbles, will he be able to get away? No, uses the deafening roar. Rally's in some serious trouble, though. No, catches Keeper of the Forest. Lava surge under Rally. He will go down. Minuts on Keeper of the Forest goes down as well. And so, with Insania, the last one in position, he's able to get the kill onto Magnus. But Sender gets the double tap, bringing down a couple of the players from his ex-team. Hammerstorm with his portal key available wants to go on to Moon Queen. There's the Hammerstorm stun, and in comes the Bat Blast onto Moon Queen as well. There's the Sonar Scream and auto attacks to finish it off. Noob G gets the last hit there on Moon Queen, and tdM up 15 to 10, 13,000 gold, 7,000 experience. And looking pretty good right now. We'll see if the N9 crew wants to give this one up early, or if they want to try to take this one out into a longer game. Keeper of the Forest opting not to go for a portal key right away, instead grabbing those the Ring of Sorcery and the Plated Greaves. Sometimes you'll see just red boots into portal key from the Keeper of the Forest if there's something like a Tempest or something that you really need your initiation. But with a portal key already on Hammerstorm, and with Zai having that innate tankiness initiation ability there from Rally, I guess he really feels like he didn't need it, and so I can agree with that. But Zai going for a Mock of Brilliance, I mean, talk about something I just have not seen before. I've also never seen a 500 GPM suicide rally, so there's a lot of things I haven't seen, but Minus could be in a little bit of trouble here. Magnus was able to buy out on his portal key before he did take the fall in that last one, and they will just back on up. Engineer just going to continue to try to creep on. Rally searches for some farm. Noob G's been very active in the opposing team's jungle, actually stealing a lot of their creeps. And, you know, when you got good vision up, like Sender's making sure, like Insania's making sure that they do have, then you're able to farm up a little bit more aggressively here, keeping tabs on where the opposing team is, as Pew actually does get a counter ward down here and will be able to start bringing down some of the vision here from Insania. Magnus still top farmer on his game at in his team at 281 gold per minute. Unfortunately for him, it's not nearly high enough. he needs to have a lot higher gold per minute than that. Their Moon Queen, their Pebbles, they all need to get some serious farm going on. And Pebbles being played by Karma Diaz, we saw him with a fantastic Pebbles game yesterday, just not finding the farm or the kills in this one. And down there in that 200 gold per minute range, sitting about 700 gold per minute, or 700 gold off, as Eruption's being channeled up, and Noob G in some trouble. Lava Surge, and Noob G goes down at the hands of Zlintz. So well played there by Magnus, finding some kills wherever he can. And Zlintz is one of the players from this team, the DrDz or N9, whatever you do want to call them. He's probably the most impressive player to me. He plays their suicide sometimes, and a lot of times he does play initiator or ganker type heroes as well. I've seen him play suicide DrDz. I've seen him play a lot of Magnus, but his Magnus has just continually impressed me, and he seems to do well on that hero very, very often. So a strong player, and certainly somebody to look out for. Middle tower taking a lot of pressure here at the hands of tdM as DrDz is going to try to do something. Lava Surge onto just Hammerstorm. Wheatfield's going to go out, compel backward though, and there's the root from Keeper of the Forest. They're going to try to turn this around. Deafening Roar comes in, and down goes Aluna. Magnus shortly there to follow, and Wheatfield, or Waveform, it's WF. They both are WF, and I get them confused constantly. From Myrmidon, able to get out of there using his escape mechanism. And tdM with all 5 still standing strong. Hammerstorm activates the Brute Strike. Gonna use the hammer throw onto Pew, and Pew gonna be going down. The Moon Finale coming out, level 2 right there. Engineer's gonna be the first to fall, but Pebbles might be in some trouble for sure, as auto attacks are gonna be coming out. Aluna with the red Emerald Lightning, gonna be able to get a 2-second stun onto Rally. Not gonna be enough though. Mookui taking a lot of pressure. Backblast out onto 2 as a buyback comes in on Pebbles. He's looking for blood. He wants to bring down Noob GG. Able to get into the woods though, and still Insania, the only one going down thus far, as a deny comes out on the meatball. It's as good as giving up game. Noob G does take a fall over there. Sender able to get the last hit with his power throw on Aluna, using the bird to scout. And tdM just choosing to back up. They want to get the kill onto Keeper of the Forest so bad. You see Zlintz right there just looking for that kill. Keeper of the Forest will use his newly picked up portal key though, and just get on out of there. While a lot of this farm is in fact going to go to Zintz. Trying to chase down that cactus so hard. Who knew that a cactus could run so fast? Insania and Sender just having a little bit of banter right there. As Rally, since he's picked up the Mock of Brilliance, all he's done is finish up his Ghost Marchers. Does have another 3,000 gold saved up, and would not be surprised to see a Shrunken Head in the works for Zai. Of course, an item that's going to help him out a lot against this early game stun-oriented Hellborn team that the N9 crew is sporting. Speaking of Shrunken Heads, Hammerstorm about 500 gold away from finishing up his own Shrunken Head, so that when he's able to initiate, he's going to be able to just stand tall in those fights, pound out the auto attacks without fear of really going down too fast. tdM turning their attention toward the enemy base once more. Zai gonna have to go home and regen before he's able to assist in this, but everybody else is there and in position. I would think that the Hellborn team is gonna try to defend this, but the Legion going to fall back and just want to make sure that they have all their players there. As a Brutalizer was just picked up on Rally, so wants to add another stun into his composition. Picks up another stun and adds it to his repertoire, and with a Hellfire just being finished up on Noob G, I think he had a Storm Spirit that he had actually built and then sold that back. Instead went for the Hellflower. I guess he had been banking up a lot of gold. I hadn't noticed. The Initiation Brothers here for N9 have finished up their portal keys, and so now look for Pebbles to follow up or maybe even start that initiation on his own. Shrunken Head just purchased on Hammerstorm, and tdM looking like they want to push into their opponent's base right here, right now. Keeper of the Forest using his minions to start putting pressure on the tower, and it looks like Sender with the Ward of Revelation wants to make sure that the vision is minimized, and we'll see if Magnus or Pebbles is going to be going in here first. I would think Mag will stay back to try to set something up, as there's the initiation onto Rally. The Eruption going to be channeling in as well. Eruption Lava Surge onto only Engineer. Rally in some trouble, but he uses the Compel Seismic Slam onto Moon Queen. Energy Field goes down as well. Pebbles going to drop. Moon Queen falls to the Brute Swing, and Aluna might be short there to follow. The Shrunken Head not being used just yet by Hammerstorm. In the back, though, Zlint's going to be able to take down Noob G, so Hag does take the fall. tdM with 2 players down. Rally fell as well, and now going to be trying to get these racks. Lineup's in the front lines trying to bring down the Magnus. There's the Hammerstorm stun, though the Wheatfield turnaround is there, and Limp might be going down. In fact, one more auto attack. He will take the fall. Sender, he's so blocked right there, and he will fall. Insania with the keg, and there's the vote to concede. Looks like N9 might be giving this one up. Will it pass, or is there just a little bit of dissent in the ranks? tdM, they were not able to take the racks, so N9 doing a good job with that, but 24 minutes in, N9 down 22,000 gold as Insania gives up his life for really no reason right there. And you can see tdM saying, what? Like, why are you there? Why? Kick this guy. But in the end, Sender will not have his way. tdM will stay intact. Speaking of tdM, if you guys have not read it already, I actually put up a post on the competitive forums a little while ago. We did have the second announcement coming out for the second invited team to the Sound Blaster Heroes League. It is none other than Trademark eSports, so if you want to read more about that, you can head over to the competitive forums or to Sivo. Their coverage portal for the Sound Blaster Heroes League does have the full details regarding the invite and a little bit of a breakdown there of the Trademark gaming crew. So, of course, getting back into the Sound Blaster Heroes League qualifiers now, we will be having announcements coming out for all 8 of our teams over the next 6 weeks. Complexity and Trademark, the first 2 to be invited, and One Trick Pony, the first to qualify. So, of course... Well, Hammerstorm in some trouble right there. He activates the Shrunken Head. Pebbles is going to go down. The Seismic Slam onto Magmus as well. Rally going to be hit by the Weed Field. Hammerstorm stun goes out onto Myrmidon and Magmus. Magmus will take the fall. Moon Queen with the Lunar Beam able to get the kill. Bat Blast is going to... Sender able to get out of there. The TP used just in time. And now Pew going to be going down. 2 auto attacks from Hag enough to finish that one off. But Sender with the sidestep of a lifetime right there. The Homecoming Stone going off just in time. And Noobchee's got to be a little bit upset about that one. But N9 concedes the game 26 minutes in. Not feeling it against Trademark. And so, guys, that is going to do it for this game. Trademark looking absolutely phenomenal in that game. N9, they certainly have some work to do if they want to be taking down Trademark anytime soon. But, guys, that's going to do it for game number 1. We'll be right back with another game in maybe this Scrim series or perhaps some other teams. But, of course, don't go anywhere. This is Complexity Casting with coLcast presents Scrimcast with your casting host, Beef. I'll be right back with another game. A huge shout out to Complexity Gaming for allowing coLcast to happen. Check them out at complexitygaming.com where Han Tour, Han, they're on the front page. Check out the Cohan Weekly Breakdown that I posted last week if you haven't already, detailing Cohan's involvement in the later stages of cycle number 2. Another one of those will be coming out a little bit later this week. But guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be back in a minute with more Scrimcast.